Let's look at this magazine article, Eye of the Tiger, and think about ways that we can use skimming, scanning, and reading the whole text techniques to be able to understand this article and answer the questions correctly. So we can see this article, we have a picture, we've got a title, we've got the name of the magazine, and that relates to skimming. And skimming is the type of reading where we're trying to get the main idea. So when we get the main idea, we need to do that by reading the headline, we look at the name of the magazine, we can obviously look at the pictures or the picture, we can read the first sentence of every paragraph. So that just gives us an overall feeling of what this article's about. So if I do that now, I can say, okay, Eye of the Tiger, that's a idiom in English or a phrase in English that usually is related to something about determination. We can look at the picture, we can say, okay, that's a picture of a competitive swimmer, someone swimming freestyle or overarm, not having fun in the pool, but a pretty serious person. They've got a cap and you can see their goggles on as well. And the paragraphs, well, there's 6 paragraphs there. We can look at the first sentence. First one, pre-dawn alarm bells aren't appealing, so obviously early morning. Meet Kobe Hill, a year 11 student, having just turned 16, so more about this year 11 student. The 4th paragraph is a quote there from a coach, obviously. I've coached juniors for over 20 years. Next one, when asked about his future prospect and maturity beyond his years. So we're getting the feeling that we've got a real champion swimmer that we're talking about here, and dedication like that, he deserves all the success coming his way. So yeah, absolutely the story of a great champion swimmer. So that's skimming, that's getting the main idea. And when you're doing a reading test, you need to be able to skim very, very quickly, maybe 20-30 seconds, just to get your brain activated and so you know what you're looking for in the test. Now, the second part is scanning. And what do I mean by scanning? Well, that's about finding the important information, locating important information. And when you do that, you're looking for keywords. And that's going to help you to answer the questions that might involve synonyms. So a word that has a similar meaning in the question will have an equivalent in the actual text as well. So you're using scanning techniques to find the location of information. Often when you're scanning, you're looking for specific information like numbers or dates, and again, that's something that you'll quickly look for as you get to know the article. Let's turn now to the question. So here we have the instructions at the top. Read the article Eye of the Tiger on page 2 of the magazine and answer questions 1 to 6. So question 1, Kobe Hill trains in the city of Sydney. Well, that is possible, but let's keep looking. Cobham Senior High School, well, that's clearly wrong. The southwest of Sydney, well, that's a possibility. Paris, France, clearly wrong. I don't think that's going to be the answer at all, although Paris is mentioned. So we go back to the article, and that we can see in the second paragraph, the first line, meet Kobe Hill, year 11 student from Cobham Hill Senior High School, who lives and trains in Sydney southwest. So that's right, the city of Sydney, that's possible, but it's not specific. So we really need to answer C, the southwest of Sydney. And you can see that we've done that by scanning. We've found the location of the answer and then we've answered the question. Let's turn now to the next question, which is question 2. What is the effect of beginning the text with a reference to pre-dawn alarm bells? So in this question, one of the key words is effect. We're talking about what's the effect overall, what impact does it have on the whole article. So does the effect suggest that Kobe Hill prefers to stay in bed? Does it give the effect that it indicates very early morning or emphasizes the rigor of the training regime? Or it shows that Kobe Hill struggles with a strict training program? So again, we need to get an idea. We need to scan and try and find if there's any information here. Pre-dawn alarm bells. That obviously is at the top of the article. Pre-dawn alarm bells aren't appealing for anyone, let alone a teenager whose natural inclination is to sleep in whenever possible. However, jumping out of bed at 5 a.m. is the reality for future Australian stars of the pool. I don't think it's A, because I don't think staying in bed has the effect that we're looking for. Very early morning, well, it's true, it is an early morning, but again, it's not the effect on the whole text. But emphasizing the rigor of the training regime, yes, that's true. That gives us the feeling, the effect, the rigor, the demands, the difficulty of the training program. We get the feeling that this is one of the sacrifices that needs to be made. So C looks like a good answer. And it shows that Kobe Hill struggles with a strict training program. Not really, that's not the interpretation. There's nothing about him struggling with that. If he is really a champion, then he should be able to deal with that. So the correct answer is C. Let's now turn to question 3. And this is the title of the text, Eye of the Tiger, refers to Kobe Hill's animal instincts, competitive nature, focus on his goal, or strength. And this is where I need to turn to the third type of reading, which is reading the whole text, or getting the overall idea of the text. And this type of reading is really used for questions about the main idea or the theme, or questions about the purpose of the article, or questions that ask you to write the order of events, a sequence type question, which we sometimes get. And in this particular example, we're really looking about the main idea or the theme. Again, with the theme, what's the theme of Eye of the Tiger? Well, it refers to Kobe Hill's animal instincts. I don't think there's anything really about animals in the text or animal instincts. Competitive nature, well, that's a possibility. But focus on his goal. Now, I remember seeing the word goal in there somewhere. In fact, if I look at paragraph 4, we have the quote, "I've coached juniors for over 20 years now," says Woodcroft, "but rarely have I seen the raw natural athleticism and single-minded focus displayed by Kobe Hill." So that idea of focus or goal is indicated in that 4th paragraph. You can see it in his eyes, that eye of the tiger. So I would say that the focus on the goal, the single-minded focus, they're the ideas that relate to that feeling of what the eye of the tiger is. So I've got the overall theme by understanding the whole text, and I've been able to answer question C. Just to recap, there are 3 types of reading. First of all, skimming, where we're getting the main idea. Secondly, scanning, where we're finding specific information. And thirdly, reading the whole text, where we're trying to get the overall idea to answer questions about theme or purpose.